Are you ready?
Hey guys, how's it going? We are hitting it hard once again. It is Saturday, and as you know, Saturdays are like that's when I like push out the cool videos. And I like to do these verses. I haven't done them in a couple weeks because I've been working on a film project, which you can see on my Patreon. In the description below, you'll see a little link for the Patreon. Go take a look at that, okay? For $1, you can actually see the film and some behind the scenes and all that. For less than $1 or $0, you can see some other posts. So check out my comics and all that kind of stuff on the Patreon. I have other channels as well. My personal channel, see a little bit more about me, and the music channel, The Outgroove, which I really have a fun time with. That one's kind of like, this one is more like work related because this is kind of what I do for a job, making comics, not channel. The music one is just straight up fun. It's just fun. Okay, so that all preamble done. Let's talk about our verses, our this or that. We are comparing Daniel Warren Johnson with Paul Pope. Now, we've done other ones which are very disparate, kind of like art styles, but I thought let's do one that's like they're very similar. And I feel like Darren Warren Johnson is invoking the spirit of Paul Pope in some ways. Primarily the brushwork. Let's just like distill it down. But the colors and brushwork remind me a lot of Pope. I would love to interview him. If we ever cross paths in the con circuit, I will freaking talk to him about that. Because it's not like super popey, but there's a lot of popiness in it. And I mean, you could say Craig Thompson too, I guess, in a way, as far as a brush. But let's talk about it, because I think these are not necessarily their best examples of work. Extremity's probably better than this. You know, Paul Pope's got other stuff like Hard Liquid, 100%, Batman 100, all those kind of things. But they're kind of more new, recent, and I thought, what the hell, they were close to the shelf. So let's do it. So let's talk Paul Pope, who is a comic master, and let's talk Daniel Warren Johnson, who, you know, pretty damn good too. I don't like to use the term master too often, but Paul Pope, we're giving it to him. Okay, let's do it. Come on, let's stop goofing around. Okay, size does not matter in this case. This is deliberately chosen by the creators to do this. Let's look at Paul Pope for just a second, okay? I love Paul Pope. I've considered him a comic book master, and we've talked about this book, I think, specifically. One of the great things about it is just the organic line work that he does. When he rulers something, it's just for like panel borders maybe, but everything else is so organic, so just the contour line quality is just fun. Also, just the way he uses the brush. There's character design. There's all that element as well, which is just fabulous. I just consider him one of the best. I like his flat colors, all that kind of stuff. I mean, look at this. The detail. He's using brush, but he can put a lot of different types of markings with that tool, right? Or a series of tools. I'm sure he has a number of brushes. I just really dig this stuff. Now, let's look at that. Now let's look at him. Okay, sorry, one is going to be smaller than the others for us. But again, look at this. Okay? Great line work. I wonder, just now that I'm looking at this feels a little bit more, I'm going to use the word cartoon. And what I mean is, it feels a little bit more simplified, just barely, just by a hair in some ways. It's not bad at all. He does use some of these manga tricks and things like that, the speed lines and things. And so does Paul Pope. You know, great action, these big, like, I don't know what we would call these things, these action, what are these called? I don't know what they're called, but look at these two fights. You know, just great, wonderful composition, position of the figure. Again, same thing here. But if you look at the line work, he's not really cartooning. He's not really like simplifying things down, really like the way I feel he does, just a little bit more. And maybe it's just actually just a style. Maybe it's just like the way he draws faces and things like that. I feel like there's bolder lines too. The lines are a little bit thicker. Although, because this is a smaller size, that's maybe not the fair judgment. Because it's smaller, because if this was blown up to the other size, then maybe the line weight would be similar. Let's just look at this for a second. The hair, the inking line of his outline of his hair and his elbow. Just really great stuff. Okay. Here, a little bit thicker, a little bit more, I don't know. It's a good page to look at. This is a great panel. I love the colors. Again, I love these colors too. I love the way he's moving things across. Yeah, this feels a little bit more fine. Again, I think because our size is different. I mean, he also just draws the nose. He just draws things just really exciting. They both do. They both do. I feel like Paul Pope is just a little bit more, I'm gonna use the word organic, but I don't know what it is. It's just, maybe I just like the way he draws the figures. It's a tiny bit more. This feels a little bit more, I don't want to say standard, but there's just a style quality to his faces, his lips, his cheekbones, these kind of elements of the face right there, for instance. Where here, it's more kind of like standard, face thing. I'm not communicating well, I don't think, but they're both great. They both remind me a lot of each other. Paul Pope does use a lot of like spatter. I think they both do. I think he might put it more in the colors, but he uses texture for sure. Yeah, see this right here, this is just a little bit more kind of simplified cartooned out. I think this is not quite as much. I need to reread this. It's like looking at some, man, this really is good. I don't even remember what the story is, but I think there's a part 2 as well. I don't have it. I don't know why I'm not buying it. I need to buy it. It's a brilliant book. Brilliant book. I love again, I keep talking about these colors. So good. Yeah. Would love to see the originals of both of these too. These are great dynamic shot. And the hands here, see the body, and then he did a great job of putting that cast shadow down on the table just at the right way, just to give it that element of depth, And he does such a great job of showing movement with the lines. Yeah, it's such a good comic. So inventive. I'm gonna have to reread this, darn it. Okay, I got work to do. I gotta read this again because this looks really freaking fun. And it's been a couple years. Yeah. Okay, that's it. I think that's my video. I wanted you to just take a look at these two. I think they're very similar. And I might not be bringing the best examples of both too. I fully admit that. But I think it's something interesting to look at. Love the colors on both. They remind me of each other. That's why I put these together. So there you go. That's my video. Kind of short, but I hope you enjoy. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. like and subscribe to the video. You know, that's kind of fun. I got more videos coming. I'm gonna try to like hit it hard now that the film project is in the second phase. So, and I'm making some comics too. I'm going back to Shangri-La. I've got my own stories, so check all those on the Patreon. Thanks guys, bye.